Well, hello. Now we have the mental world. This plane is associated with our thoughts and our ideas and our process of the mind. It's the realm where the mental forms exist independently of physical matter and where our concepts and intellectual constructs reside. This world can be seen as the blueprint behind the tangible, influencing innovations, creations, and the evolution of ideas. This is where Mercury lives, and Gemini. Hi, Gemini. Do I have any more Gemini risings out there? No? All right. So this next world is the mental plane. And the nature of the mental plane is where we're going to start. So the mental plane, according to Heindel, is characterized by activities of the mind that involve reasoning and intellect, and the mind's higher operations beyond mere emotional and desire impulses from the astral plane. Remember, astral equals emotions, same thing. It's a realm where thought forms exist in a more concrete and substantial way than on the physical plane. More substantial than physical? I know. But thoughts live in thoughts, so that makes sense. So let's talk about the function, the importance of the thought form. So let's discuss how the mental plane thoughts are not abstract concepts, but they actually have form and substance. And in Heindel's view, every thought generates vibrations in the mental plane, forming shapes and colors influenced by nature and quality of thought. But then there's also influences on lower planes and how these thought forms influence the astral and the physical planes as well. The positive thoughts contribute to health and harmony, while negative thoughts can lead to discord and disease. I think that we all kind of know that, but it is important to make that distinction that this realm, the world of thought, is where that happens. The evolution of the human soul involves not only mastering physical and emotional challenges, but also refining and elevating these mental faculties. Heindel emphasizes the development of discrimination, wisdom, and self-control as essential qualities cultivated on the mental plane. Not my favorite. Discuss how through successive lifetimes, individuals, we learn to create and control our thoughts more consciously, leading to greater spiritual maturity and an ability to operate consciously on a mental plane. I don't feel like I said that so well for a world of thought. Then Heindel talks about the eventual development of clairvoyance and other psychic abilities as faculties that become refined through disciplined mental activity and ethical living. These faculties allow direct perception of and interaction with the mental plane. Now we're going to explore the concept of creative visualization, where adept individuals can consciously shape their realities and influence the physical world through powerful, focused mental thought forms, like on a mental plane. And this is a practice that we should all be doing. Do you guys know about this? You should ask Rick, he'll tell you. So emphasize the responsibilities that come with the influence here. So that's what we're going to do. So Heindel warns of the karmic consequences of misusing mental powers, stressing the need for moral integrity in the use of these mental faculties. So no brainwashing, mind washing, guys. We're going to discuss how thoughts are real forces that impact the collective consciousness and the importance of contributing positively to the mental environment of humanity. So yeah, it's not just us thinking here. We're thinking for everybody. So be kind with your thoughts and be responsible. Because it's a world, it's a whole world of thought. And often it's central in various esoteric and philosophical teachings, including Rosicrucianism and Theosophy. And they all refer to non-physical planes or dimensions where mental processes and thought forms exist independently of the physical brain and are instrumental in shaping reality. Here's a detailed exploration of these ideas, if we weren't being detailed already. I like how that sun is going in, but it's kind of messing with me. So now we're going to talk about the nature and function of the mental world. It's typically described as a realm where thoughts and ideas exist as tangible entities. It's a level of existence that transcends the physical and emotional planes, operating with its own laws and dynamics. It's the world where the seat of the human intellect and the conscious mind are piloting everything. It's where abstract thinking, planning, decision making, and the formulation of ideas occur. I love Mercury. Don't you guys love Mercury? And I kind of love when Mercury goes retrograde because then it comes closer. But I'm weird like that. So I have Mercury retrograde when I was born, so. Alright, enough about me. Composition. The substance of the mental world is often referred to as mental matter, which is finer and more responsive than physical or even astral matter. It's finer than emotions. This matter vibrates at a higher frequency and can be shaped by intention and intellectual activity. So if you're giving something thought and you give it more thought, it'll exist brighter. Inhabitants. Oh, what are we talking about now? What did I say? So not only humans have thoughts. There's also other beings that have thoughts, like angels or advanced spiritual entities, whose evolution has taken them beyond the need for physical incarnation. So we're not the only ones thinking here. So be nice. And if you're thinking something, think, well, am I thinking that, or is that thought coming from somewhere else? Because we live in a world of thought. It's like thought soup. The world of thought can be considered a specific aspect or subdivision of the mental world, particularly focusing on the creation and existence of thought forms. It encompasses both concrete thinking, related to the physical intermediate, and abstract thinking, ideas, concepts, higher understanding, right? So if you're focusing on the etheric plane, you're using your abstract thinking. So then we have thought forms. Let's just talk about thought forms. Okay, so in this thought form, there is this psychological phenomenon are real constructs that can affect the emotional and physical planes. These thought forms are generated by individuals and collectives existing around us like clouds of energy. So one story I like to tell is one day I was driving in this neighborhood and I suddenly wanted coffee, and I pulled up and there was a coffee stand right there, and I had never been there before. Was it my thought, or was it a collective, right? Does that ever happen to you guys? So in this world of thought, it's crucial for the process of visualization where detailed and focused thoughts can lead to material manifestations. Practitioners of various esoteric traditions use the disciplined power of thought to manifest desires or solve problems and achieve spiritual insights. And if you're doing your morning meditation, like we should be doing in the fellowship, this is where we focus on, we do just that. So this world is closely linked to spiritual development. As one evolves spiritually, the ability to perceive and consciously interact with the world of thought increases, allowing for more deliberate engagement with and the creation of positive construct forms. So the more you use it, the more it grows. It makes sense, right? I think so. But then we again have to circle back to those ethical considerations with the understanding that thoughts have tangible effects in the mental world. And it comes with a responsibility to maintain of purity. So don't send somebody a thought, don't start thinking about something that's negative, because it's going to manifest in their environment as disturbance or negative patterns. I deal with this all the time, people sending me things. It is so annoying. But I have thought forms that I send to other people, but I also make sure that I have permission to send them certain thought forms, if that makes sense. And this is where our intellect and ideas are paramount, transcending to physical limitations and playing critical roles in the evolution of consciousness. So these concepts encourage an awareness of the power of thought and the responsibility that comes with it, highlighting the profound impact our mental activities have on our personal development and the environment around us. So understanding and working with these realms can lead to significant spiritual growth experiences, like transforming experiences. And I get told all the time I need to be responsible for my thoughts. And it's not just because things I'm not supposed to talk about right here, because I end up all over the internet no matter what I say. It's more because we live in a world of thought, and I practice this all the time, and those of us that practice it have this greater responsibility. We have a greater responsibility. We have a responsibility here on earth to not only think for ourselves, but think for the collective. So when we are doing this right here, when we're thinking about these higher ideas and when we're talking about these things, we are actually raising the vibration of the entire collective by us getting together and giving this focused thought. And that's why doing your lessons is so important, because it's raising the vibration in not only yourself, but in humanity, right? It's not only about us. How many times have I heard that? It's not only about you, Jade. But it's true. It's not only about us. It affects all these different planes of existence. And when we're talking about using our thought forms to access that etheric plane, those higher spiritual ideas, then we are able to raise that and make it more accessible for everybody else too, even people that maybe aren't on the path yet. It creates these doors where there's a door there all of a sudden, and people are able to walk through it. So the world of thought is super, or the world of thought, where all these different thought forms live, right? You got abstract over here and concrete over here, and all these different thought forms. And if you want to draw a picture of all those, that's cool. Okay, we'll go on to the next world. Again, if you have any questions, bring them to club, because we'd love to hear your thoughts.